Job of getting this team put together, getting the right people in the right positions, hiring the right people. It's nothing Pat's done. It's nothing I've done. It's, you know, we can't point at one thing on a team. It's a group effort. You got to keep thinking that way.
Phil, thank you. And one tennis note before we head out of here. Andre Agassi, as we watch his comeback, he is into the third round of the Lipton. He's a three-time champion of the tournament. He likes to keep his game, does well there. We'll keep an eye on him. Thanks for joining us today. Next Sports Center, 7:30 tonight. I'm Chris McKendry.
I'm Jack Edwards. Is it Pontiac's day? Not since 1963 as that made it to victory lane at the Trans-South 400. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody. Time now for NASCAR from Darlington, South Carolina.
ESPN salutes the National Association of Stock Car Auto Racing as it celebrates this year its 50th anniversary. Darlington Raceway. It doesn't matter if you drive a Ford, Chevy, or Pontiac, or if your name is Gordon, Wallace, Jarrett, or Labonte. She'll bite you at any moment. Down through the years, her foreboding corners have claimed the best of drivers. The Darlington Stripe is waiting for its next victim today in the Trans-South Financial 400 next. NASCAR's oldest superspeedway, Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. It's the NASCAR Winston Cup Trans-South Financial 400. It's the 5th race of the 98 season, and coming into this event, Rusty Wallace has a 49-point advantage on his teammate, Jeremy Mayfield, with the defending series champion, Jeff Gordon, in 7th place in the point standings. Here's how they will start today, and notice the top 5 have major hurdles to overcome. Terry Labonte starting 33rd, while Rusty is in the middle of the pack at a track which is always a nemesis.
Racing, like life, is full of hurdles. Ask Rusty Wallace. In the past, he has faced these hurdles alone. Now he shares his past and his passion with the future. Clearing high hurdles with grace and speed requires a perfect stride, especially if you hope to win a championship. With skilled leadership and expert coaching, the intense athlete can see his goal. But sometimes, even the smooth will stumble, and the result can be much more costly than just a single step. It can ruin your day and leave you limping and alone on the desolate track to the Winston Cup Championship. Maybe Rusty Wallace hasn't lost all his races here at Darlington, but he's never won. 0 for 28. In fact, in the last 12 starts here, he has just 2 top 5 finishes. But all those hurdles are history for Rusty. This season, his stride has been nearly perfect, clearing the first 4 hurdles, even his highest one at Daytona. Today, he faces perhaps his toughest. He's the only driver that has finished in the top 5 every race this season. In fact, Rusty has finished 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Guess what hurdle is next?
This 50th anniversary season will be remembered not just for those who have won, but for some rising young stars. Oh, how well they have run. The eyes of the future have started to hunt. There are old names, but new faces now running up front. The smiles are contagious. The points are well taken. They are winless today, yet their spirits not shaken. With visions of victory, they dream of their fame. It just might happen today at this track, too tough to tame. How truly appropriate in this golden anniversary season with NASCAR, where we have paused to reflect on special memories and milestones that we could possibly see both a first and a last take place today within the same family. With the impending sale of his team, no doubt this will be Darrell Waltrip's final run as a Winston Cup car owner. However, bolstered by a 7th place qualifying run and an impressive performance in yesterday's happy hour, many believe that today Michael Waltrip, in his 367th start, could get his first Winston Cup points win here today. If the scenarios do unfold, this day will be magical. This day will be memorable. And for the millions watching at home, it will be truly emotional.
A couple of familiar faces will lead the pack to the green flag as Roush Racing teammates Mark Martin and Jeff Burton captured the front row in qualifying on Friday. But a number of the other big-name drivers couldn't find the mechanical balance in qualifying. And as a result, they will be pitting on the backstretch. Among them, Darrell Waltrip, Terry Labonte, Bill Elliott, Ernie Irvin, and second in points, Jeremy Mayfield. They need to find that mechanical balance today, plus have a lot of good luck. Of course, you search for that balance during the race. And when you find it, it can pay off big time, as Jeff Gordon found out in last year's Mountain Dew Southern 500.
You can do it, Jeff. I know you can do it. I'm doing all I can right now to hang on to it. 4 tires, 1 in the panner. 4 tires, 1 in the panner. I would like to take some of that front spring rubber out of it if we could. Pull the left rear off, pull the pin on the sway bar. Take 1 round out of the right rear.
I need to run about 60 laps. We're going 71. Okay, so if I want to go 65, we're still safe. Yeah.
Be smooth. Don't hit the wall with it. If this thing stays straight, they might not be able to make it on gas. Go, 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 go. Jig out hard, hard. Go, 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 go. Attaboy, those last 2 laps were real good. You can do it. I know you can do it. Yeah! Yeah, we did it! Holy cow!
That, of course, was Jeff Gordon's victory here at Darlington last fall in the Southern 500, where he also won the Winston Million. Now, there were times during the race that Jeff's car wasn't working very well, but the crew worked and worked on it. They finally got it technically balanced, Ned.
And that's what you need to win races. Now, NASCAR works very hard towards trying to get the downforce balance on these cars. Everyone knows that they took cars to the wind tunnel after the Atlanta race and then made a rules change after that. So supposedly the downforce is pretty well equal on these cars. But they can't legislate the mechanical end of things, Benny, and that's the important thing on race day.
That's right. Now, who's going to win the race day? The team that gets the best mechanical balance. And that's springs, shocks, sway bars, and air pressure in the tires. I talked to some of the teams, and they tell me that if you take 1 pound of air out of the right front, all of a sudden, the car will become loose. If you add 1 pound of air to the right front, the car will push. That's how close these cars to being balanced mechanically.
But the other thing the drivers have to worry about, even if they find that right balance, is the track itself. Just when you think everything's going well, the track can grab you and tip your scales toward the garage area. Back at Darlington in a moment.
It starts here. It starts here. It also starts here and here. And it all starts right here at Walmart, home of the EverStart battery. All the coal-cranking power your truck, car, boat, or more will ever need. Power you can count on when you need it most. And since it's at Walmart, you can also count on a good price. EverStart. The name says it all. No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the SCORE Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burnoff. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
I never thought when my son moved away that I wouldn't see him for 3 years. It's just a tractor for my grandson. But this trip I wasn't going to miss.
He's sleeping.
This is for when he's older. My son had built his own life.
Hey, Dad.
He got a John Deere.
Of course.
But he still appreciates where he came from.
The new LT-133 from John Deere. At under $2,000, it's possibly the best lawn tractor ever built. And it's the only one with a past as bright as its future.
ESPN SpeedWorld coverage of the Trans-South Financial 400 from Darlington is being brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Valvoline DuraBlend, the #1 selling semi-synthetic motor oil. and by John Deere, who invite you to see the new LT-133, the only lawn tractor with a past as bright as its future. And we have some bright sunshine here at Darlington today. We're getting close to the start of the engines and the green flag, but let's go pit side to Jerry Punch.
It is an all Jack Roush front row. Mark Martin on the pole, and Mark's teammate Jeff Burton on the outside of row one. Frankie Stoddard here trying to get Jeff all buckled in. Jeffrey, last time you were here in this car, you bumped and rubbed, but finished second to Jeff Gordon in September. Can you improve on that today?
Well, we may have to bump and rub a little harder, I guess. That was a great run for us. We're looking to improve on it. Darlington's one of our favorite racetracks, and XI team needs a good, consistent finish, though, today. That's what we're shooting for.
All right, Jeff Burton outside of row one, looking for a possible good shot at maybe getting his first win here today. Let's go back upstairs.
Getting set for the command to start engines here as the 43 drivers are in their cars, getting set to go 293 laps around this 1.3-mile racetrack that make up the Trans-South Financial 400. There you see Terry Labonte.
Gentlemen, with the most exciting words in the world of motorsports, our Grand Marshal, four-time Super Bowl winner, Terry Bradshaw.
All right, let's have a great day. Gentlemen, start your engines.
43 cars who fired their engines as we get set for the Trans-South Financial 400. Terry Labonte starting back in the 33rd position. I'm with his crew chief, Andy Graves. Andy, a disappointing qualifying run, but how's the car set up for today's race?
Well, we're pretty good at happy hour, John, and I think we're going to be a lot better. We really struggled in qualifying and missed it, but hopefully Terry, the Kellogg Chevrolet in the front.
Terry Labonte made his first Winston Cup start here many years ago. He is set to roll off from the 33rd starting position as we get set for what should be an extremely exciting race.
Cars will be moving out in just a moment for a couple of warm-up laps before we get the green flag in the start of today's race. We'll take another commercial break here and be back with the starting lineup and the green flag from the track Too Tough to Tame in Darlington.
Hey, sports fans, go for it. Catch the action live. Be there in person with Great Atlantic Travel and Tour, NFL, Major League Baseball, and Winston Cup Racing. Day trips, overnight trips, and new drives. Great trips to Winston Cup Racing at Richmond and Daytona night races, Martinsville, Dover, Charlotte, and try our baseball special, Orioles versus Braves. For the best values in sports trips, call Great Atlantic Travel and Tour, your ticket to great sports. Call 422-9001. That's 422-9001.
Owning a gun, it's a decision you've thought through. But where to get it? That decision is easier. Come to R&B Guns with over 300 handguns in stock and guaranteed low prices. Plus, R&B offers 20 years experience to help you select and safely handle your firearm. And at R&B Guns, when you buy today, it's yours today. R&B Guns, buy, sell, or trade with layaway available. Take I-64 to exit 263B. R&B Guns is 1 mile from Coliseum Mall on East Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
Yeah, my name is Rick. Everybody calls me the Rick. You know, a lot of people make fun of sports enthusiasts. You know, they say, you know, you got to read, you know, like go read some Kafka or something. I look at it as, hey, I don't know to read. I don't have to go read some book about a Cocker Spaniel, a guy who turns into a Cocker Spaniel. Cockroach? Is it a cockroach? Whatever it is, you know. See, that's what I mean. Whatever the Kafka, I've heard about him.
This is joy. This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
Just couldn't ask for a nicer spring day in South Carolina for us to televise the Trans-South Financial 400 for you. These overhead shots somewhere up there in the beautiful blue skies flying the Pennzoil Copter Cam. We'll go 293 laps here today. Dale Earnhardt has a track record. They'll go 48 to 58 laps before they have to change tires, we think, at this point, and the purse is a little over $1.7 million.
As the race progresses on, they should be able to run a little bit longer on the tires. There's a track description. This is 1.366 miles in length. Front stretch, back stretch, same length. Corners are a little different. 1 and 2 is banked 25 degrees, 3 and 4, 23 degrees, and the straightaways enough banking for the water to run off.
Now here's the Everstart Walmart starting grid. On the pole is Mark Martin, his second Darlington pole in his 25th race, and Jeff Burton. He finished 4th and 2nd in the Darlington races last year. Second row, Dale Jarrett, last year's winner, and Dick Trickle. Third row, Kenny Irwin and Bobby Labonte, who has 5 consecutive top 10 finishes here. Starting 7th and 8th, Michael Waltrip and Sterling Marlin, who won this race in 1995. Back in the 5th row is Ward Burton and Kevin LePage. 6th row, Jeff Bodine and Greg Sachs. In the 7th row, David Green and Rusty Wallace.
In row 8, Rick Mast, John Andretti. In row 9, Robert Presley, Ricky Rudd. In row 10, we find Mike Skinner and Ted Musgrave. In row 11 this afternoon, Johnny Benson and Brett Bodine. In row 12, Randy LaJoie, 7-4 Ricky Craven and Jeff Gordon. Row 13, Jerry Nadeau and Kenny Wallace. And in row 14, Dale Earnhardt and Joe Nemechek.
Now, all drivers from here on back will be pitting on the backstretch. In row 15 is Chad Little and Bill Elliott. Row 16, Derek Cope and Ken Schrader. Row 17, Terry Labonte and Lake Speed. Row 18, Jimmy Spencer and Steve Grissom. Row 19 is Jeremy Mayfield and Bobby Hamilton. Row 20, Ernie Irvin and Kyle Petty. Row 21, Todd Bodine and Jeff Green, and Darrell Waltrip bringing up the rear.
The car had 300 on it during the practice and qualifying, but you can't run a 3-digit number for the race, so 17 is on the car again. Here's our onboard cameras. Jerry Nadeau will carry one from the 25th starting position.
Randy LaJoie in the Bud car will also be run along with him. Ricky Rudd, the Tide Ride. He will start in the 18th spot. Rusty Wallace started 14th. Greg Sachs, the Thornapple Valley Ford. And Michael Walter, the Citgo Ford, also carrying a camera today.
And up ahead, you see that the pace car has pulled off the track. The Circuit City onboard camera with Bobby Labonte. And here is the pole sitter, Mark Martin, as he leads them down to the green flag. The Trans-South Financial 400 is on.
So good as Dale Jarrett closed it right on the back bumper of Mark Martin.
The inside line got off to a better start than the outside line did. And Jim Burton, who started on the outside pole, was kicked back to 4th. As Jarrett does move in closer, and Burton now racing with the 28 car, Kenny Irwin.
Shoots by Mark Martin in turn 2 on the second lap and takes the lead.
5 bonus points to any driver who leads the NASCAR Winston Cup race. And that's very important to every driver, is to try to do that as early as you can in a race.
Mark Martin led the first lap. Here comes Dale Jarrett on corner number 4 and will lead lap number 2.
And Jeff Burton taking a look, coming off 4 on the inside of Kenny Irwin. And Irwin is closing on the back bumper of Mark Martin.
Kenny Irwin, the rookie who led the most laps in the Atlanta race a little less than 2 weeks ago.
Oh, he almost missed a corner coming off turn 2, and that gave Burton the advantage to dive down to the inside.
On NASCAR Today, we heard Kenny Irwin say that this is a learning experience for him. He's going to take it really easy, doesn't care about winning the race, just wants to finish with the car in one piece.
Now, if you believe that, I can walk right down there.
Well, of course, that is the goal of every driver, is to finish the race in one piece, because you aren't going to win if you don't do that. But if it gets down near the end, and here's Mark Martin moving over, letting his teammate Jeff Burton just drive by on the outside. He saw Burton coming, knows that he has a fast race car, so he just moved over and let him go.
Jeff may have gotten off to a fast start with the flag drop, but in the first 3 laps, he has started to come on now as Ward Burton and Bobby Labonte are side by side for 6th spot.
A couple of Pontiacs racing right there. Ward Burton gets the position.
That car in front of him is Dick Trickle, the Heilig Myers Ford, running in 5th spot.
Labonte coming off that win at Atlanta. Only 2 Pontiac wins here at Darlington, and the last time was way back in 1963. Wow.
This is Bobby Labonte's car. Rusty Wallace right behind Sterling Marlin and David Green. Rusty dives to the inside, takes a spot away. He's going to try to get Sterling Marlin as well.
This is the battle for 12th, but up front we have a battle for the lead as Jeff Burton goes around Dale Jarrett in turn 3.
Got himself a run coming off of turn 2. Got a nose up there. Jarrett back to go without much of a fight.
So just in the first 7 laps of this race, we've already had 3 different leaders.
Looking up to Mark Martin's position in 3rd. He's staying right with them. Those 4 Fords have pulled away a little bit. Of course, he's in a course also.
As we go to the top 5, in running order, you look at the speeds and see that the leader running 159 miles per hour. Oh my goodness, look at this group that Jeff Ford's hung up in. Rick Mast on the outside, cars going by. Ted Musgrave gets by now. Jeff Ford will get by.
Here comes Kenny Wallace, the mid-car number 81. That makes the pass too.
Back for about 15th and 16th position. Now a battle for 2nd. Jeff Burton is the leader. Mark Martin looked to the inside and decided he wouldn't make a move on Darrell Jarrett, so Martin falls back into 3rd spot. Wall there to the left. There's hardly an inch that doesn't have a black mark on it.
And boy, Mark Martin really gets a good run off of turn 2. Jarrett's car seems to be pushing a little bit coming off of that corner, and Mark really got a run coming off there. Let's see if he can do it coming off of here. Yes, he does. He moves up there. He's going to take a look. And he's up beside of him. He'll have the position going into turn 1.
Indeed, Mark Martin going to 2nd. Jarrett back to 3rd as Jeff Burton has about a 3/4 of a second lead on Martin. Michael Waltrip and Bobby Labonte. This is 8th and 9th.
Michael had moved around Bobby Labonte. Bobby started in the 6th position.
This is looking back from the rear bumper of the sit-go Ford at Bobby Labonte. As he said, that is the 9th place car. Our guys yesterday talking to Michael Waltrip in happy hour. He sure was confident that his car was going to run well today.
His best finish so far in 1998 was in 9th in the Daytona 500. Never won a NASCAR Winston Cup race, has finished 2nd at Pocono back in 1988.
Which he did win the Winston at Charlotte a couple of years ago. And boy, look at this, as Mayfield in the 12 car trying to come up through the field. Joe Nemechek in car number 42 also trying to move up through the field.
Jeremy Mayfield drove in the corner on the apron of the racetrack and made it stick. Wow. That's not exactly how you want to go in that corner.
John Kernan down to the back pits.
Back here is where Jeremy Mayfield has been talking to his team. They were very dissatisfied satisfied with their qualifying effort. They had been very fast in practice on Friday. Then qualifying, they tried a little something different, and the car skated through turns 1 and 2. They had a problem correcting that, but yesterday in happy hour, they made some few changes to the chassis. They thought that they would have a good day, and right now Jeremy likes the way the car feels. In fact, one of the team members just told me, hey, we're heading to the front.
Well, there he is. Jeremy Mayfield has already moved up to 29th position after starting back in 37. Our leader is Jeff Burton, followed by Dale Jarrett. Kenny Irwin is running third, then Mark Martin and Dick Trickle. That's your top 5 as we have completed 14 of the 293 laps in the Trans-South Financial 400.
Pepsi presents a Jeff Gordon moment. In 1996, Jeff Gordon pulled off a racing double-double, winning both Winston Cup races that year at Dover and at Darlington. 1996 saw Jeff Gordon taking the checkered flag 10 times, the first of back-to-back 10-win seasons. Only Darrell Waltrip has accomplished that feat in NASCAR's modern era. Another Jeff Gordon moment.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. What is he thinking? Holy baloo!
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
What could possess a man to drive like that? Oh.
Gotcha.
He's making his move backward. Gordon wins!
We gotta get him a cup holder.
Pepsi, Generation Next. Introducing a whole new look for Pepsi. All new look, same great taste. Pepsi, Generation Next.
Okay, I'll be back on Tuesday. The numbers are on the fridge. I color-coded all your meals so you won't be confused. The blue one is a beef dish. B is for beef. The pink one's a pork dish. P is for pork. You get the idea. The green one is for vegetables. It should be violet for vegetables. But I thought you might see violet but think purple and interpret pork, which would defeat the whole purpose of convenient color coding altogether. 4 minutes on high, stir halfway. Bye, guys.
So what do you guys want for dinner, blue or pink?
Did somebody say McDonald's?
I hope Mom color-coded breakfast, too.
This transmission is coming to you. We've got it. You are go.
The all-new 1999 Mazda Miata.
We see the Earth now.
You've got it. It's waiting.
Now there's a tire that can survive even this. The Goodyear Eagle F1 Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, Goodyear Run Flat technology lets you drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety, so you won't get stuck with a flat. Serious technology, freedom from worry. Eagle F1 Run Flat.
Serious freedom.
Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
Jeff Burton leads here at the Trans-South Financial 400 after 19 laps. He has about a lead of 1 1/3 seconds or so. And so far in the first 4 races of 1998, the Fords at least have had a statistical advantage. They have 15 top 5s, have led 63% of the laps, while the Chevys have been in the top 5 3 times and the Pontiacs twice.
The Chevrolet has won twice, and the Pontiac has won once, and the Ford has won 1 time. And that was the guy that won. The Ford that we won, we were right along with him, Mark Martin, when he won in Las Vegas. Here comes Jeff Gordon trying to march his way towards the front in his Chevrolet. That takes over the 16th spot. Jeff started back in 24th.
Ted Musgrave there in the 16 car and David Green. Average finish in this race is a lot worse than it is in the Southern 500, isn't it?
He doesn't fare too well in this race, but boy, he does great in the fall. As a matter of fact, I think he's won about 3 Southern 500s in a row. It's Kevin LePage in the 91 car has fallen back a few positions.
Jeff has won 4 of the last 5 races here at Darlington. And David Green goes to the inside of Kevin LePage. Here comes Bill Elliott to do the same with Elliott. It's already showing a donut on the car.
Has gotten close to someone with that McDonald's Ford.
being driven today by Randy LaJoie. Ricky Craven will be out of competition for an undetermined amount of time.
Here's trouble. Coming off the turn 4 at the start-finish line is Jeff Bodine.
Jeff Bodine crashing and the car stopping just short of the start-finish line on the 24th lap of the race, and the caution comes out for the first time. Heavy damage to the front end of the Phillips Ford.
He had been moving up through the field, Bob. He'd gotten up to, I believe, 5th place or 6th at the worst, and was making a pretty good run, and I don't know what happened here.
Well, the window net is down on the car, so he is okay.
7th spot, I think, and we're told that Jeff was running when we see him taking the air hose. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened to Jeff Bodine as he came off turn 4. He's on the inside of Ward Burton, and they make contact as they come off the corner. And he's going to lose control, go down and smack that inside wall. Hard, yes.
From another angle, here he is coming off the outside wall and sliding across the racetrack, and boom, hitting that inside wall very hard. Now from Michael Waltrip's perspective in the Citgo onboard camera.
Okay, there's Bodine down on the inside, slips up just a little bit, makes contact with Ward Burton, and slides down to the inside.
And from Rusty Wallace's perspective.
Same scenario. Gets down on the inside to make a little contact, and around he goes down into the inside wall.
There we see Jeff looking over the damage on his car, and the safety crew telling him, let's go take a ride. And there we see all the cars as they follow the pace car, and I would guess that we'll see, yeah, here they all come down pit road.
Yeah, they'll complete 25 laps when they cross the start-finish line this time. Yeah, they want to get those tires off and get some new ones on, make some adjustments.
The 88 and the 2 will be in our triple split as the pit stops occur here. Rusty was running 8th. We'll see if he can make up some ground through the pit stop. Here he is, Bill Weber.
Wallace swings around Ward Burton, pitted just to the first turn side of the start-finish line. This should be 4 tires, no adjustments, and just a little bit of fuel. Around to the left side they go on the 2. Here's Jerry.
Air pressure adjustment in the 99 car. Slightly loose getting in, slightly tight coming up. You see all 3 cars, 99, 88, and 2. Rusty is out. Sharon is out. DJ will be the first one to the end of pit road. Then Jeff Burton, and then Kenny Irwin. And then it may be a tie between Trickle and Michael Waltrip. Let's go to John Kernan.
On the backstretch, Bill Elliott just now making it to his pit. It'll be a 4-tire change. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment in the left rear tire. Bill has already made up about 14 spots in the first 25 laps of this race. He told the team that the car is excellent. But here's the problem. Pitting on the backstretch, he's going to lose a lot of those positions. Even though it's a pretty good pit stop for Elliott, he will win the race off the backstretch back here. But it was the guys who were pitting on the front stretch are passing him by.
And we see Mike Skinner coming in the Lowe's Chevrolet. He will change drivers. Morgan Shepherd is scheduled to get in that car. They said that Skinner would run till the first caution. Well, it came fairly early in the race, so he'll get out of it and turn it over to Morgan Shepherd. Now, he stayed out on the racetrack and actually led a lap, I believe. We'll have to check the records on that. But the reason he stayed out there was to get back, be at the front of the pack so that he would be able to come in and change down to Bill.
And Skinner is literally hoisted out of the car. They put Morgan Shepherd in. This was the plan, to go to the first caution. Now, the team said that Mike could drive this whole race today, but he would be very sore afterwards. It was not worth the effort, so they got a break with this early caution. They've got Morgan in there. Skinner is helping getting the wheel back on. Get Morgan buckled in. They don't want to lose a lap. So Morgan Shepherd in, Skinner out.
Mike, of course, was injured in an accident at Atlanta. He hasn't broken any bones, but he is very stiff and sore and has turned over the driving chores to Morgan Shepherd, and Morgan goes out onto the racetrack. He's now in command of that number 31 Lowe's Chevy. We'll take a break and be back with more from Darlington, South Carolina.
Let's start with the brewmaster for just a moment. The brewmaster is the chef, and that is the key brewmaster role, to understand the blending of his or her ingredients. Not only he or she tastes the beer every day, there's another person who tastes the beer every day, and that is me. The ability to have hands-on brewmasters working with the finest ingredients gives you Budweiser.
Honey, I'm having the baby.
You can't have him now.
Can you come home?
No. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
It took weeks for news to reach its destination. Today, neither time nor distance can keep us from sharing our lives.
Please, honey. Hey, you get another contraction?
The music is counting.
5, 6, 7.
Philips introduces ISIS, the cellular phone that can let you talk up to 6 long hours.
I love you, honey. Honey?
ISIS from Philips.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone.
I thought every deodorant worked the same. Till I tried longer-lasting, high endurance. It has a 24-hour formula that evaporates less quickly. Nothing stronger at stopping odor longer. Try it, because this is more than the best deodorant. It's the high endurance of deodorants.
You say you don't have time to fix that crack in your driveway? Now that you know about Quikrete Crack Seal, looks like you'll need a better excuse.
This year, thousands of people will visit places like Florida, Mexico, San Francisco, and the Bahamas. And who will take them there? Sea-Doo, the best-selling boat in the world. Right now, with the purchase of a new Sea-Doo watercraft or jet boat, you'll get free travel on Delta Airlines, or make no payments on your new Sea-Doo till September 98. It's ride-free, fly-free for a limited time at your participating Sea-Doo dealer.
Still under caution at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. Jeff Bodine accident. The 31 car just had a driver's change as Morgan Shepherd went in. Mike Skinner out. Here's Bill.
And Mike Skinner is still sore from that wreck in Atlanta, but right now you're more disappointed than anything else. You've got a really good race car.
I'll tell you, that Lowe's car is really running really good. I hate that we lost all that track position there switching drivers. And, man, Richard told me what had happened. He says, you'll get in that car and adrenaline will take over. All the pain will go away. You'll want to race that car. And he was right. I didn't want to get out at all. I know I could have went all day today, but, you know, Bristol's a grueling racetrack, and, you know, we're going to get a few extra days here to heal, and we know we got a good shoe in this 31 car, and maybe he can get Lowe's and Chevrolet a good finish today. I think Morgan will do us a good job. We both ran the same speed in practice yesterday, and, you know, he ran as fast as I did, and he's got more experience than I do, so I think he'll do us a real good job, and sure hated to get out of that darn thing. I ain't getting out next week. See ya. No more.
John Kernan. Jeremy Mayfield had made up a bunch of spots after starting 37th in the race. However, he lost a few of those here on pit road because an air gun had jammed, and they had to use just the one gun. They couldn't bring another one across the wall, so he dropped some spots. Bill Elliott, on the other hand, 17.67 on his pit stop, and I was wrong. He didn't lose that many spots.
Mayfield is back in 29th position, and Elliott now begins from 20th.
Pass to the right only. Pass to the right only.
Green comes out again, and we're back to racing. We were watching Rusty Wallace and wondered whether he would gain any positions on those pit stops. He did gain one, and now is running 7th. Here's how the rest of the top 5 did. Jeff Burton lost a position. Jarrett gained one. Irwin stayed the same. Mark Martin lost 2. Michael Waltrip made a great gain as he picked up 3 positions.
Good pit stop.
And now a bit of a breakaway once again as Jarrett and Burton separate themselves from Irwin, Waltrip, and the others.
Well, Burton really comes off of that turn 2, as we saw earlier. That's where he was gaining. Battle for the lead. Here comes Burton off turn 4 beside Jarrett. He'll take that spot away.
Burton back in the lead. You saw Jeff Gordon there there battling alongside Ward Burton, and Gordon has gone into 11th position. There are battles everywhere around this racetrack.
As we take a look at that's Derek Cope on the inside of Steve Grissom off the corner. Contact, both cars wiggle, but both cars continue on.
Derek Cope is the other walking wounded. He also suffered injuries in a crash in Atlanta. Broke some ribs, as a matter of fact, but is in the car and says he thinks he can go all the way.
See, Rusty Wallace been able to get by Mark Martin, take over the 6th spot.
On board with Rusty Wallace in 6th.
That's Dick Trickle right directly in front of him.
And Bill Weber is standing by with Jeff Bodine.
The battered Phillips Ford behind the wall. Jeff, what happened?
Well, had a real good car. That's what happened. Sometimes that can get you in trouble. We were running real good coming up through traffic, made some good passes. Got under Ward Burton a couple times before that. That last time in 3 and 4, I was really alongside of him good. And I thought I had him a pass made. I thought he might let me go by because he could see he was holding me up a little bit. But we just touched a little bit off that corner, just racing, and a little touch here can mean a lot, as you can see. I got down in the apron down the lower part of the track, and Sandy, the thing wouldn't stop. Kind of like that ever-ready bunny, just kept going and going. And I bumped the wall, and we're going to fix it, try to fix it, get back out, but we're not going to win today.
Jeff Bodine will wait a while for his car to be fixed. You saw that the top 7 so far are in Fords, the best Chevy at the moment, driven by Sterling Marlin.
And Bob, there's one other car that's in the garage area now. Rick Mast, car number 75, the Remington Taurus, was pushed behind the wall into the garage area during that caution period. We had seen him going backwards. A lot of cars was passing him in the early part of the race, but now he's in the garage area.
Rusty Wallace has moved up to 4th.
Been able to get by Michael Walker. Continues working towards the front. Started in 14th. Currently in 4th spot.
Roush Racing cars range from 1st Burton to Chad Little, who is running back in 27th spot, but 3 are in the top 10. Bill Weber is now with a man who was in his 250th NASCAR Winston Cup start, but it didn't go too well for him, Bill.
Oh, Rick, I know you're disappointed. You're behind the wall very early. What happened?
Well, I don't know. Well, you know, the race started. We qualified good. We had a tire going down, you know, and I fell to the back and kept hoping for a caution. Luckily, we got the caution. We came in and got our tires on there. Things were going to be good, you know. The car was real good all weekend. I left pit road going through 1 and 2 on the apron. Something just broke. It's a front accessory pulley on the front of the engine. It's not really an engine problem. It's just one of those accessory pulleys broke off and took the front part of the crankshaft with it. You know, everybody has this happen maybe once every couple of years. You know what I mean? But maybe this will be the last time it happened to us. But, you know, the way our year's gone and we've kind of turned this thing around, everybody on my team, all the guys with Remington, you know, the whole thing is turned around for us. You know, we didn't need this to happen today, but, you know, what you going to do, man? We go to Bristol, maybe do it there.
They've shown the strong flashes. They're just waiting for the good finish.
Rick Mast out of today's race has now Dick Trickle, Mark Martin, and Bobby Labonte lined up to the inside of Michael Waltrip.
And Michael Waltrip gets pushed to the outside, losing 1 spot, 2 spots. And looks like Bobby Labonte will fall in behind as Johnny Benson closes in right on the back of the 18 car of Bobby Labonte. Look at that car wiggle. Look at that 21 car. Looks like a little bit loose up in the corner.
I hope for the Wood brothers and the Citgo Ford today.
See, that's really a problem with this racetrack. It's so difficult when a car up in front of this pack is a little bit slower. It's just it's a recipe for a crash. But this time, Michael, once in his 367 start, he's wise enough just to back off and let these guys go and not hold them up. And we see Mark Martin made a pass.
Went around Dick Trickle. And Hollick Meyer's Taurus.
Moves him in the 5th spot.
Mark Martin, the pole sitter for today. today's race, eligible for $83,600 and 76 Racing Challenge money. Well, let's step into the Tabasco hot zone, BP.
Down in the corner, we see he's down to 128 miles per hour, and he starts accelerating off the corner. He'll build up the speed as he goes down the front stretch.
Inside.
And we can see up to 175 miles per hour before he slams on the brake and says, slow down, baby, please slow down.
Sees that wall coming up going into that turn.
Now he comes off this treacherous turn 4, driving straight in the wall about 160 miles per hour. That's what's fun on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, right. Randy LaJoie is in his 28th NASCAR Winston Cup race. His last start was at Talladega in July of '95.
And look at it. You see the little damage. Someone has ran in the back of the Bud Chevrolet and loosened the rear bumper cover.
Inside.
Went around him.
And someone is on the inside. See Steve Grissom there. See Jerry Nadeau. And there's the rear bumper cover that's flapping in the breeze.
There's the Tabasco car driven by Todd Bodine. Well, when you talk about aerodynamics, and of course they did some wind tunnel testing and changed the rules regarding the rear spoiler, but when you have damage like that, the rear spoiler is really well behind you, is it?
No, that's below. That rear bumper cover is below the rear spoiler, and the spoiler gets there that goes across the roof of the car and comes back on, so that really does not hurt anything. You don't know nothing about a car, do you, Bob?
That's why I have you sitting beside me, BP.
Jerry Nadeau, Steve Grissom. Nadeau, the first Plus Financial, a rookie this year.
Now Trickle begins to go backwards a little bit as Michael Waltrip. Here comes Jeff Gordon and Steve Allen, all to the inside of him. And now Jeff Gordon has the top running Chevy as he's able to pass Sterling Marlin.
He's up to a nice spot, and you know, Jeff Gordon qualified 24th, so he is marching towards the front.
Yes, he is.
As we thought he probably would. See the Ward Burton on the inside, looking on the inside of Trickle. There comes Trey Labonte.
He's made a pretty good move up through the field. He's currently being shown in the 20th position. Maybe
19th. I think he just passed the 91 car, take over 19th spot.
And here comes the front of the pack. Jeff Burton leading Dale Jarrett by just about 3/4 of a second. We'll check the speeds at the line. Jarrett a little bit quicker on that lap than either Kenny Irwin, who's running third, or Burton, the leader.
Let's see if there's someone in the back of the pack that's running faster. No. Right now, these clearly are the fastest cars out there, the first 3 cars.
But the 18 is climbing up the leaderboard all the way to 5th spot. Labonte coming off that win a couple of weeks ago.
And yesterday in the NASCAR Busch Series race.
46 laps completed. It's Jeff Burton at the front of the field. Jarrett, Irwin, Wallace, Labonte complete the top 5. We'll be right back.
Admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. ASC certified master mechanics. And the #1 brand of motor oil they use in their own cars is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the guys who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. People who know use Valvoline. Take the wheel on the new Valvoline website. It's worth the ride.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Let them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo. Animal. Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
Flowers are nice.
How about a big box of chocolate? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Quit. Dumper. Go fishing.
At Plank Road, we don't do everything well. Fortunately, beer is something we do well. Thanks and enjoy.
I know you're in there, Miss Plum.
I can smell your recently delivered pizzeria pizza. And while I'm appalled at your wicked little plan to lure me into your tawdry web with the promise of a deliciously topped pizza, Miss Plum, I am but a man, weakened by the siren's call of a well-risen crust.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
She wants me.
For fresh baked pizza at home, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Look at your recent credit card bills. You could be paying as much as 21% in interest rates, and it's not tax deductible. If you own your home, First Plus can consolidate all your credit cards and other loans into one low monthly payment, and the interest may be tax deductible. Just call 1-800-510-PLUS. There's no fee to apply, and you'll get an answer before you hang up. So stop paying high interest rate credit cards that are not tax deductible. Consolidate them at First Plus. Call 1-800-510-PLUS.
What?
Welcome back to ESPN's live coverage of the Trans-South Financial 400 from Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. 52 laps have been completed. We've had one caution so far, and we have in the lead Jeff Burton. Overhead shots courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam somewhere up there in that blue Carolina sky. There's the leader, Jeff Burton. He's increased his lead just slightly over Dale Jarrett, now up to 0.8 of a second. While back in third position is Kenny Irwin, but there's quite a gap between second and third.
Yes, there is. Kenny Irwin's about 3 1/3 second behind the leader. There you see the big gap between second and third.
And there's another couple of seconds back to Rusty Wallace, who's currently running in 4th spot. There we see Rusty coming along.
And then there's going to be a big gap back to the 5th place car. So there's Rusty in 4th, and there comes Bobby Labonte in the green number 18.
And we see that Jeff Gordon has moved up to 6th spot. As I told you a moment ago, Jeff Gordon started in 24th spot and has really worked his way well to the front. 13 laps, it only moved up 4 spots. Then he took a huge jump on the pit stop, gained 8 spots on the pit stop, and then now has taken the car and just passing cars to get to 6th spot.
Showing a lot of patience there as he comes up now to make a move on Bobby Labonte. Let's see, Bobby will let him go, not fight him too hard. Going into turn 1.
That moves Jeff into the top 5. Behind Bobby Labonte is Johnny Benson. A couple of Roush cars here running together. Benson in the 26th and Mark Martin in the 6th. And then comes Michael Waltrip back in 9th. John Kernan has a report as Cope is in.
Derek Cope, they're working on the right front right now. Derek says it feels like something might be broken on the right front. A few laps ago, he had radioed in after making contact with another car out there that he felt a bad vibration. So they've decided to come in and pit. We don't know what the problem is yet. The crewmen haven't put the right front tire on it. They might be getting ready to bring it behind the wall, I believe. I think they're going to have to replace the hub on the right front. So we would expect Derek to just pull down pit road and then make a hard left turn and come behind pit wall. And that's exactly what he's doing. And he does have those 2 cracked ribs, but that's not the problem. He says he felt fine from that. The problem is the right front hub they have to change that.
And the first car has just been lapped here out on the racetrack. That was car number 50.
And Jerry Nadeau goes up and boom, runs in the back of the 30 car. That's Derek Cope. You think he might have touched the wall as he went up there and in?
Well, he could have. I don't know. It was hard to tell from that shot. He got awfully close to it, that's for sure.
There we see Morgan Shepherd in the Lowe's car about to go a lap down to the lead. Jeff, he goes up the hill, and Bird just turns left and drives under. Now it's so great to have a car like that.
There's Irwin. Wallace.
See how far the leaders have stretched it out. Wallace is 7.5 seconds behind. Jeff Gordon is almost 3 seconds behind. There's Terry Labate in car number 5.
Back in 14th position.
And he started in 33rd spot.
Here's a First Plus Financial field summary showing you the points as of right now.
And Rusty would have over a 100-point lead on Mayfield.
Yeah, Jeremy's struggling a bit here in the early going. He's all the way back in 24th, as you will see in a moment.
More lap traffic for the leaders.
Jeff Green in the 29 car, and direct in front of him is Jimmy Spencer.
Jared also coming up behind Green, moving to the outside and lapping him.
And how they get through traffic is such a great equalizer at this racetrack. Like he caught Jimmy Spencer in the middle of the corner. That's going to slow him down about a half second. If he could come off the corner with a good run and get under him and pass him down the straightaway, he would save all that time. And hopefully the guy in second spot would be the fellow that caught him going in the corner and lose that half second.
Spencer normally really runs good here at Darlington. It's not quite the way you'd like it today.
John Curtin has a follow-up on the Derek Cope situation.
Guys, you're not going to believe this, but the vibration that Derek was feeling, and they're changing the hub right now as a result, because when he made contact with Steve Grissom's car out there, he broke off 2 of the studs, so only 3 lug nuts were holding the wheel on. That's why he felt a bad vibration. And that's something, quite honestly, that's a new one for me. I've not seen that happen after cars make contact out there. Have you?
No, that's a new one on me as well, John.
But very smart on Derek Cope's part to bring that car in. As soon as he felt that vibration, he would have been hard into the wall before too long had he not.
So they're going to put a new one on, and Cope will resume competition before too long.
That team has run so good this year, and just had unusual things like this to happen. Boy, look at this crowd that the leaders are coming up on now.
There's Ricky Rudd in the 10 car as he loses a couple of spots.
Darrell Waltrip in 17. And we see Dale Jarrett with all this traffic is closed up right on the back bumper of Jeff Burton.
And Rudd does go a lap down in 36th position. 35 cars remain on the lead lap.
We saw the 31 car, Morgan Shepherd, get lapped a little bit ago. He has just now made a pit stop.
Bill, what's wrong with Ricky Rudd?
Well, Bob, we've been talking about that mechanical advantage. Well, sometimes you're at a disadvantage, and you go ahead and try and work on that, and you're at a further disadvantage. Ricky Rudd was tight. They made a track bar adjustment on his car. It's even tighter. They just put out the pit board. Ricky Rudd will be coming back to pit road.
Pretty obvious that Rudd is not starting off the season nearly as well as he did in 1997. Joe Nemechek is on pit road for a tire change.
These cars have only run about 40 laps since the last on the green flag. And we had hoped, we said it earlier, the pit window was somewhere between 48 and 50. They had hoped to run 50 laps, but there's we see Ricky Rudd coming down pit road.
Jerry Putch has an update on the 90 car of Dick Trickle. Has dropped back all the way to 25th.
Bob, on lap 25, they made an air pressure adjustment, took some tape off the front grill of the car number 90. He was loose in and tied off. Apparently the car has gotten looser in and tighter coming off. In fact, Dick Trickle just told Tommy Baldwin a moment ago, the car is actually coming off the racetrack. He has lost 19 positions in the last 15 laps. Let's go up to Bill Weber.
Ricky Rudd came in, got 4 tires, went right back out on the racetrack. Again, his car is very tight, unscheduled stop under green for the tie 4.
Bill Engel calling the shots for that team this week.
Ken said Jim Long wasn't down there today, that Engel is the general manager of the team. He's taking over as crew chief this weekend in Long's absence.
There is Darrell Waltrip in the 17 car, just about to go a lap down. Now the man on the move is Jeff Gordon.
He is definitely gaining on the leaders. You know, a moment ago I said he was 12 seconds behind Bob. He's about 8.6 now.
The AutoZone on-track interval will show you how the gap closed up.
And we see Jeff Burton, the leader, on top, and Jeff Gordon at 31.9, 31.6 each and every lap. Jeff here at this 33.3 for the leader. That's when he ran in some heavy traffic and lost about 2 seconds to Jeff Gordon.
Now, Jeff's got to go through that same traffic in a little bit as soon as he catches up to them.
The first 5 races at Darlington didn't have a win, didn't have a top 5, only 1 top 10, but in the last 5 races here at Darlington, wow, a whole different story. 4 wins, 5 top 5s, top 10s, and a marked improvement for Jeff Gordon here at Darlington.
DW, we saw him, the leader coming up on him. Boy, he has been racing here. They're fighting for third right here. Kenny Irwin in the 28 car and Rusty Wallace in the 2 car. They got together there a little bit ago, Bob.
Yeah, almost wrecked. They're battling for 3rd spot.
And DW finally goes a lap down, Ned.
Well, he fought hard there for about 4 or 5 laps and was able to keep Jeff Burton behind him. Now Dale Jarrett goes by. So Darrell Waltrip running
32nd.
32nd position. 31 cars now on the lead lap. David Green right in front of the leader there in the last car on the lead lap.
David Green had a great qualifying run in the Caterpillar Chevrolet. Just not able to sustain it as Jeff Burton dives to the inside. Goes by.
Here comes Kenny Irwin and Rusty Wallace as they continue to contest the 3rd spot.
This is about almost 6 seconds behind the leader. We saw Irwin's car wiggle off turn 2 a moment ago. Time the car's getting a little bit loose.
He'd probably be smart, Benny, just to back off and let Rusty go and not press the issue too much. He knows he has a good, fast race car, but you don't take chances at this point of the race.
Richard Labby took over as crew chief on Kenny Irwin's car before last week. Let's take a break as 72 laps have been completed here at Darlington. Jeff Burton, your leader.
Didn't get an invitation to the Academy Awards? Don't worry. E's going to get you in.
It is the most fabulous, glamorous night of the entire year.
Join Joan Rivers for E's Live Academy Awards pre-show. We'll take you down on the red carpet for in-depth interviews, fabulous fashions, and all the latest dish.
I feel like I stepped into somebody else's life.
Invitation? We got your invitation. E's Academy Awards pre-show, hosted by Joan Rivers, March 23rd at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on E, right here on Cox Cable.
Now,
For most people, springtime is a time of peace. It's a time of natural beauty and flowers and such. But for the baseball player, it's a time of impatience. He's got the fire in his belly. That's what springtime is. It's the quiet in the field before the war.
At the Trans-South Financial 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race in Darlington, 76 laps have been completed. Jerry Nadeau enters the pits.
Hit that hard.
After he made a brush with a turn 2 wall.
Flat-sided, Jerry Pitch. This is flat-sided.
Big Darlington stripe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he did too much damage other than just scrape some paint off.
As long, and we see some smoke coming out the air vent on the right front. That's smoke coming off the brakes, because you do use a lot of brakes here at Darlington.
Clear. You're all clear.
Uh-oh. You see the smoke coming out of that right front? What in the world was, I guess that was as the car started moving, the air went in that vent and blew the smoke out of the right front wheel.
Here's what happened to Jerry Nadeau as we ride along with him.
This is going down to turn 1. He goes in the corner just fine.
That's how you Darlington stripe your car.
guess the 91 car is also, I don't know what happened to him.
Something happened.
Apparently he spun the car, but...
yeah, I believe he might have been trying to come into the pit stop, and maybe he got down on that flat and just spun it around and did a 360.
So a couple of incidents here, but no caution. The green remains out.
And he's pitting on the front stretch. He's going down the back stretch, so he's losing valuable time. And see, Jeff Gordon got by Rusty Wallace, has moved into third spot. And Rusty Wallace by Kenny Irwin. We saw that a moment ago. So Irwin is now back to fifth spot.
Top 5 finishes this year have resulted in Rusty Wallace being at the top of the point standing. Dick Trickle also passing by Kenny Irwin.
But he has new tires on. Right. He made a pit stop a little bit ago, and boy, does that make a great difference. Greg Sachs coming into the pits now.
Trickle is 2 laps down in 30th position. Bill Weber?
Well, Kevin LePage is on pit road. The pit board had been out for about 2 or 3 laps when he tried to make it to the pits. He's now making a green flag stop, taking a long time on the right rear tire, make a huge track bar adjustment on the right rear of the car. Now they'll come around and put on 2 more tires on the left side. A great qualifying run for this unsponsored Chevy, but disappointment here in the early laps of the Trans-South 400. Kevin LePage heads back out.
Indeed, LePage began from the 10th starting position, his best start in the NASCAR Winston Cup race.
So Greg Sachs leaving pit road. There he is. The Thornapple Valley car. This is Kel Yarborough's car. Bill was from nearby Timminsville, South Carolina.
Meanwhile, up front, it's still Jeff Burton showing the way. About a half-second lead, about 3/4 of a second lead now on Dale Jarrett, who won this race here at Darlington a year ago.
And Jeff Gordon is now a little over 9 seconds behind the leader, so he has lost about a second in the last few laps.
Yes, he showed the graphic of his move up through there, but we said that he'd have to go through some of that same traffic that the leaders had gone through that allowed him to catch up.
Bill Elliott comes in. John Vernon tells us what's going on.
Elliott comes in for a 4-tire change. The wrench goes in. They will drop the track bar to make the chassis adjustment there. Right side's going on. Bill, overall, fairly pleased with the way the car has been running today. Swinging around to the left side, they'll take those tires off. And this is what they want to see. They want to see all their pit stops to come under the green flag. But oh no, apparently they didn't get some lug nuts tightened. Elliott, they dropped the jack to send him on his way. And the jack was on top of the air hose was the problem there. They couldn't get the gun over, so they did not change it. Now they will change that left front tire. Oh my goodness, what a problem, what a heartbreaker for Bill Elliott.
Boy, that cost him a lot of track position.
He's going to go a lap down. If all these leaders make green flag pit stops and what have you, that will cost him probably a lap to the leaders.
Tough break for Bill Elliott, who has won 5 times at this racetrack, twice in this race, and 3 times he has checkered the Southern 500. His most recent win in this race was back in 1992. Dale Earnhardt comes in for a pit stop.
This would be a scheduled stop. All of these are scheduled stops now.
You see that air hose there? The blue air hose on Dale Earnhardt's car? As the right front tire changer goes around, he's got to swing that hose out so that it doesn't get in the way of the car. And evidently one of Elliott's guys, somehow the front hose got under the car and the jack sat on top of it as they went to change the left side tires.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Sterling Marlin brings his car in.
Dick Trickle was one of the first to make pit stops and therefore change tires. And look at his speed compared to Jeff Burton, who's on old tires.
Jeff Burton running 32.60 seconds, average speed 152, a little over that. Dick Trickle running about 31 flat, a second and a half faster than the leader of the race just because of those 4 fresh tires.
More pit stops are occurring on the 87th lap of this race. Here is Todd Bodine in the Tabasco car. Sterling Marlin has made a pit stop in the 40 car. He's rolling out.
There's Brett Bodine sitting in the pits.
Brett is pitting on the front side. Had a good qualifying run.
like Ted Musgrave is slowing up, dropping down off the banking and coming in.
He was running in 18th position.
Here is Musgrave slowing down as he comes down pit road to his assigned spot.
And Jeff Gordon will be coming down pit road as well as we watch Ted Musgrave's Prime Star crew go to work on his car. And here comes Gordon into the pits. He was running in 3rd place.
Saw some trouble on the right rear on Musgrave's car. Finally get the car, the tire on. The jack not able to let the car down. They're only able to use 2 air wrenches, so he's got to come around, take the left side off.
Here comes Bobby Labonte. You see Jeff Gordon up there at the top of your screen. He's already stopped and the work going on. Musgrave moves away, and so does Jeff Gordon.
And Dale Jarrett will come in the pits. They'll see Jarrett coming into his pits, and while he's stopping for his pit stop, Jeff Gordon will go by on the outside. Jerry Punch.
Second pit stop of the day for Dale Jarrett in the Ford Credit Ford cars. They will make an air pressure adjustment to try to tighten the car up. They have made a significant air pressure adjustment on this car number 88. Now left side tires going on the car. They get it completely full of fuel, and they will take a long, hard look at the right front and right rear tire. Rusty is in front of Bill Weber.
The Miller Lite Ford is a little loose off the turns. 2 pounds of air pressure out of the right rear. The right side tire is already on. The lefts are going on. The fuel going in. Rusty's down, and he's away. Jerry with the 99.
They have made an air pressure adjustment on the car number 99, and they will also talking about making possibly a wedge adjustment in the left rear. They decided no, they will not make the adjustment, just the air pressure to try to tighten the car up a little bit coming off the corner. Let's go back to John Kernan in the Terry Labonte pit.
4 tire change for Terry Labonte, only a slight air pressure adjustment. The car had been just a little on him, but it was a good stop for Terry. Back to Bill Weber. Michael Waltrip on the front stretch pits already has right side tires on the Citgo Ford. No chassis adjustment. The left's going in. No problems at this point. The fuel going in. The left's going on. Michael Waltrip's going to have to watch traffic when he pulls away. It's Jerry Punch and Mark Martin's pit.
Our pole sitter, Mark Martin, coming down pit road at 45 miles an hour. His second pit stop coming on lap 91. The crew now scampering over the wall. They will likewise make a slight adjustment in the air pressure to try to get the car a little bit tighter entering the corner. They make a significant wedge adjustment in the right rear, and now the left side tire is going on, trying to make significant adjustments on the Valvoline Ford. Left front, left rear, and they pull the jack, and he is down and away.
In 20.3 seconds, we didn't time all the pit stops, of course, but that Rusty Wallace threw 18.1.
Had a great pit stop, and we saw Jeff Burton, the right rear tire changer, had some trouble on Burton's car as well.
This is the onboard camera from Rusty's, from Mark Martin, as you see him trying to get up to speed, as a lot of others are already there. The leader is Dale Jarrett. There he is. We have had 4 different leaders today, 7 lead changes besides Jarrett. Of course, Burton, Mark Martin has led 3 laps, and Bill Elliott has led 1 circuit. We'll be right back.
How's the car, Dale? We'll tie it off. 0 cars moving up. Get them on the inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal.
Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you've got to keep your engine clean, too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burn-off. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
Finally, after 49 years, you now have a soft drink that not only refreshes your thirst, it refreshes your sport. Drink accordingly.
If you had 99 cents, what would you buy? A gallon of gas? A new air freshener? How about Wendy's chicken nuggets?
Oh, yeah.
All white meat, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. Bite for bite, the best bet in chicken. That's the one I'd pick.
Another reunion doesn't just mean you're getting older. It means you'll save more money, because right now at Pearl, your age is your discount. See? Reunions can be fun. Almost. What are you waiting for? Put your pearls on.
The only darn thing that keeps me going is the support that ESPN has given me. Thanks, ESPN.
2 days after this interview, ESPN fired Walt Connolly and restored all the hockey commercials to their original black and white.
ESPN did the right thing in firing that guy.
He was bad for the game. This is a great day for hockey.
The lesson we've all learned is the game should be in color and the commercials should all be in black and white.
I have one regret, and that is maybe I just loved hockey a little too much.
Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch greet you from Darlington, South Carolina. Again, 98 laps into this race. The story of the race so far has been those two cars right there. Dale Jarrett and Jeff Burton. They have led the most laps. One caution so far. That was when Jeff Bodine hit the wall. How about tire wear? That was a major consideration when we began this race. Bill Weber has the story.
So far, so good. These are the tires that came off Rusty Wallace's car on that last pit stop. These numbers show exactly what Rusty said. The car is a little loose. These numbers up here on top, all across these tires, show the tire wear is almost excellent after 64 laps. It's an old right side tire, but it's a new left side tire that Goodyear brought here with an extra 1/32 of an inch of tread and also more resistant to tire wear in the compound. Here's Jerry Punch.
As Burton takes the lead, let me show you why they are so pleased here in the 99 pit. Everyone's concerned about tire wear. Well, they are praising Goodyear here right now. This is the right rear tire that ran almost 70 laps on the car number 99. I should say 70 very hard laps. These tires began with 3.5 30 seconds of rubber. After 70 laps, a full fuel stop, they still have 1.5 30 seconds all the way across. So great tire wear, excellent tire by Goodyear here in Darlington. Let's check in on the Chevy team with John Kernan.
And we're seeing the same type of numbers back here on Terry Labonte's tires. As you look across these tires, still plenty of rubber tread left on these tires. And they've gone, 64 laps. So it looks really, really good. Now, I want to show you this right here. That's not because of a problem with the tires. Whenever Terry was coming in, Ernie Irvin was exiting his pit. Terry had to lock the brakes up, but of course the tire's hot. It scrapes that rubber away. See a little bit of the cord right there. But that was a result of because Terry had to slam on the brakes really hard. Wanted to show it to you because it's a pretty cool video.
I liked it. Yeah. Terry Labonte probably didn't like it too good, but there we see Jeff Gordon. He currently is running in third spot. He is leading General Motors car. The first two cars is the new Ford Taurus.
In fact, the same three cars that were battling at the end of the Southern 500 here last year. Gordon won his million.
After 4 races in the 1998 season, Hendrick Motorsports won top 5. After 4 this time last year, they had 6 top 5 finishes.
Well, they had 3 in the Daytona 500 last year. Remember when they ran 1, 2, 3?
Yep. That's where they're running at the moment. Terry Labonte 5th, Gordon 3rd, and Randy LaJoie substituting for Ricky Craven in 36. By the way, Terry Labonte made his very first start here at Darlington and Winston Cup competition back in 1978.
And finished 4th in that race.
I remember it well. That was a terrific job.
We're on board now with Greg Sachs, and look at Jeff Gordon pull away.
As we see Greg Sachs come up and try to challenge Brett Bodine to go by.
And that'll be 4th position. They are running 25th and 26th. 1 lap down.
Sachs takes a spot away. And right behind him, David Green also passes Brett Bodine. Back to the lead, and Jeff Burton just continues to get a little bit farther away. He's now almost 1 second in front of Dale Jarrett. Now, is he going to cut is his teammate Chad Little going to cut him in his slack? Probably not.
Chad's the last car on the lead lap, running in 19th place.
We'll check the speeds at the line, see how they have increased with the relatively new tires.
Steve Grissom there in the car number 41. Then dogging Jarrett for a number of laps. And, well, there, the 97 went back by. Here comes the 99. Going to go back by again.
Looks like Terry Labonte had a good lap.
Yes, he did.
What's going on between Little and Burton?
Well, Little is just trying his best to stay on the lead lap. That's what's going on, because looking back at Ernie Irvin back in wherever he's running, 15th spot at the second fastest speed.
Johnny Benson, the top speed that lap in the 26 car.
Look at that, 153 miles per hour that time for Jeff Burton, because he was racing with the 97 car trying to get by him.
Probably cost him a good half a second.
And that time Jeff Gordon clearly faster than both those cars, because he was in clean racetrack and those first two cars were in traffic.
Now Burton back up to almost 160. There's Jeff Gordon, who comes in second fast at the moment.
He's picked up about a second and a half on the leader since they made their pit stop.
Mark Martin had a pretty good lap, 158.3. Burton maybe encountered some traffic because he was about 3 miles an hour slower that lap than Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, he came up on the 40 car of Sterling Marlin and passed him coming off of turn 2. That did cost him a good bit of time.
Rusty Wallace, our points leader, is currently in 4th spot. He's 16 seconds behind the leader, Jeff Burton.
New tires do make a difference, don't they?
Yeah, before he made his pit stop, we saw he was running 32.60 seconds, a little over 152 miles per hour. After the pit stop, 4 new tires, he was running 30.85 seconds, 1 3/4 seconds faster.
Jeff Burton has never won here at Darlington. His best finish was second in the Southern 500 last year. We'll be right back.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck, and he's hurt. Rusty, it's up to you.
Extreme man jumping out of planes and twirling around. You got a minute to call your mom, let her know you're okay, or is that too much to ask? Come on, call or collect. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT, local or long distance. It's good no matter what kind of collect call you want to make.
Yes. Hi, Dad. Just wanted to let Mom know I'm okay.
Okie dokie. I'll tell her.
Marge! Troy's okay!
That's 1-800-CALL-ATT. When you're on the go, it's the only number you need to know.
Figaro, 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 Figaro here, hey Figaro, Figaro there, hey Figaro, Figaro here, Figaro there, Figaro up, Figaro down, Figaro.
Vigoro Lawn Fertilizer gives you more predictable, continuous feeding, whether it's hot, cold, wet, or dry. Vigoro. People everywhere are singing its praises.
Figaro.
Only at the Home Depot.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean, too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burn-off. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils, because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
I started with the original Rogaine. I wanted to fix this, and Rogaine was starting to work. But they said, Mike, switch over to the new Rogaine. That's when my hair coach started noticing.
Looks good, Dad.
With this new extra strength for men, they say 45% more hair is the average. I think I'm going to beat that. Every Sunday, I got 60,000 friends staring at my head, so more hair is a big win.
New Rogaine, 45% more hair.
I mean, consider the alternative.
115 laps completed here at the Trans-South Financial 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race. Later today at 4 o'clock Eastern Time over on ABC, it's the Duraloop 200. From Phoenix International Raceway, Jeff Ward has won the pole position for the Pep Boys Indy Racing League event. That's live at 4 o'clock Eastern Time today on ABC Sports. Of course, Tony Stewart and Ari Leindijk and Scott Sharp and others will be there trying to win the last race before the Indianapolis 500 for the IRL. There's Jeff Burton, who continues to lead here at Darlington, now about a 1.6 second advantage over Dale Jarrett. And running back in third spot is the 24 car of Jeff Gordon.
There we see the 88 car of Dale Jarrett, and where's the 24? There he is. Last time by, 7.5 seconds behind. The interval between Jeff Burton and Jeff Gordon, we see that Gordon was quicker. And these two laps, the 32.2, the 32.3, those are laps that Burton was involved in traffic. And we see that Gordon was able to gain about 1 second on each of those laps. And here's a pack of cars that got to pick up the pace. And their crews are telling me they got to pick up the pace because the leader is not that far behind them.
These are 13th, 14th, the 43 cars in 13th position. The 12th car is in 15th. He just now moved into 14th around Ernie Irvin. But here comes the leader, Jeff Burton, in the 99 car. He is definitely picking up on it. They're about to go a lap down. Right now, there are only 15 cars on the lead lap.
And you know, the crews are telling pick up the pace. But if you're going as fast as you can go, you know, that's as fast as you can go. When you try to run faster than your car will allow you to run.
It's so easy. You try to be patient, but in a situation like this, it's so easy to lose that patience.
Dick Trickle has come in for a pit stop. Jerry Punch.
Well, he is out of sequence on pit stops. They're going to change left side tires. They're planning on putting a rubber in the left rear. They decided instead to go ahead and make an adjustment on the track bar. Tommy Baldwin getting left side tires on. He is down and away. Let's check in with Bill.
Randy LaJoie just made a green flag stop, got 4 tires, a big chassis adjustment. They were hoping for a top 10 finish for the Budweiser Chevy today. Even with LaJoie, the new driver in the car, that's not going to happen. As for Jeff Gordon, he continues to march forward on the track and get great stops on pit road. That's how they won $1 million here last August. His pit times are remarkable. 17.79 on the first one, and then the green flag stop unofficially 16.29. Oh yeah, he's good on the track, but he's a little loose in the middle of the turn, so he's probably going to get better.
Wow, salute to the Rainbow Warriors for some great pit stops. And here's some guys on new tires. Randy LaJoie there, and he's going to blow by all these guys.
It just came out a few laps ago, and look how easy it is. Boy, that race car feels so good right now when you're able just to pull up there and ride right by people that sometimes have been passing you early.
Ricky Rudd also made a pit stop, by the way, as we go back into the Tabasco hot zone for some telemetry from Randy LaJoie.
We see he's down to 126 as he tries to get by Johnny Benson. Accelerated 70 mile per hour. He'll slow going this corner. And this corner is faster, obviously, than the other corner. You can see that it's about 20 miles per hour, about 15 miles per hour faster than 3 and 4.
Got a car on the wall. Ernie Irvin got up and Darlington striped his Skittles Pontiac.
Take a look at the right rear. I brushed the ball. M4. I'll look at it when you come by. You're clear all around.
Damage there on the right.
See the rear bumper cover? Yep. Flapping in the breeze.
He's still in 15th position.
As he comes off the corner there, we see the damage on the right rear.
It's like all sheet metal. That's the leader behind you. It's all sheet metal. Inside.
Ernie
After that
goes
99,
a lap
clear
down.
all around. Feel all right?
Here's what happened. As I said, these guys trying to pick up the pace a moment ago and go a little bit faster than the car. And look as he goes to the corner. It gets loose, dirt tracking in the corner. Yo, and the wall kept him from spinning out, Ned.
It did. I think he did a great job of saving that car and not spinning out. Keeps going. He is a lap down now, but he's still in 15th position.
Wow.
There's Dale Jarrett right behind him. Fourth quality kid.
Inside. Clear after that 88.
Now only 14 cars on the lead lap. John Andretti.
It's just right now, it's just right rear out.
So he's boarding the right rear out.
Four will take a round out of the right rear.
Kenny Irwin there in the 28 car is a lap down in 16th.
Inside. Clear after that 28. Four coming inside. Looking inside.
Kenny Irwin
inside.
Dropped a lap down, Jerry Punch.
Well, Bobby's not running that poorly on the racetrack, but the problem was this. Slugger Labby, the crew chief, said they preached to Kenny about what can happen at Darlington. He's never been here before. Said, most importantly, when you pit and drop off the banking in turn 4, there are a lot of marbles, a lot of rubber there, and you can spin the car out coming on the pit road. So be very, very careful, be very deliberate. And apparently he was extremely careful. He was so slow getting down pit road, he was almost a lap down when he got back on the racetrack. And of course, the 99 car caught him back. Now he indeed is 1 lap down. Let's check in on the Ernie Irvin pit stop over with John Kernan in the backstretch.
Well, you heard Ernie and his crew talk things over after he got up into the wall. The car was loose. It's a left rear tire.
Here we go.
Count him in.
Get in
he
here.
will come to a stop. Oh, he slides in really hot. They're going to change all 4 tires. It looks like they're going to make a chassis adjustment, too. They go to work on the right side. Doesn't look like a whole lot of damage, just sheet metal damage to that right side. The rear bumper cover just a little bit knocked askew. Now they're on the left side. No, there's a problem on the left front. A problem on the left front.
Steve, help him out. Help him out, Steve. He's at the front.
So the crewman went out and came right back. Now they'll put the left front tire on, but this is costing them
Hook him up.
Yeah, almost 10 seconds slower than some of the better pit stops that we've seen.
Yep. When it rains, it pours, doesn't it? I mean, he goes out, he brushes the wall, he comes in, needs a good pit stop, an 18, 17-second stop.
He's going to have about 2 or 3 cars coming on the outside.
And an air wrench breaks. Man.
So he drops 2 laps down now, comes out in 30th spot, and here is Michael.
Oh, crashed down in turn 1.
Michael Waltrip is lapped. The caution is going to come out. We have cars up against the wall and in the middle of the track in turns 1 and 2.
Okay, Keith?
Randy LaJoy.
Good thing I can't get down there. You okay, or are we wrecked? We're wrecked. He's driving it back. I'm not getting enough room or what?
Sounds like there's some contact there.
The Trickle just can't see. You know, he always runs into people like that, a place like this.
Second time today that caution is waived. First time was for Jeff Bodine's accident. By the way, Jeff is back on the racetrack. The only car out of the race at the moment is Rick Mast.
All these cars are trying to say they're in front of the leader. Are they?
Well, yeah, they don't know if the 99 car took the yellow when he came by there a moment ago. So they're passing them. They'll let NASCAR straighten it out.
Yeah, the lead, Burton was coming off the 4th corner when this accident happened, and it was a question as to whether the yellow came out in time.
I believe that he got the yellow flag, and if he had not, I believe that he would have let Michael Waltrip get back in the lead lap. But, you know, it was right at him when he came off of that corner and had no time to react.
Here's our replay of what happened from the Pennzoil copter cam.
That's Dick Trickle that he was talking about. They're making some contact with Trickle. They were talking on the radio. Now, whether or not...
Pace car turn 3.
Well, damage on the right side of the Bud Chevrolet.
Really doesn't look that bad, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Let's don't lose no lap here. 700, second gear, Randy.
Let's try it again. Up here, these 3 cars. as they come in the corner. The joy goes up. It's hard to tell. It's so hard to tell. At least it was a black car behind him. And Jimmy Spencer. I know that was Spencer behind him, but
So Randy LaJoy is okay. Car not hurt very bad, but the caution is out at the end of 132 laps in the Trans-South Financial 400.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the SCORE Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
Frank, I'm thinking about moving to another swamp.
Oh, really?
I'm just not comfortable living in a swamp where assassination attempts are taking place. Every loon with a vendetta, every snake with a sinus headache frightens me.
Hey, snap out of it, Louis. Everybody knows it was you.
Oh, Frank, I had no motive. I love Budweiser, and I love the frogs.
Oh, yeah, you're good buddies. I forgot.
Excuse me, if you would remember last summer, I invited them to that barbecue.
Yeah, well, Louis, you wanted to cook them at that barbecue.
But at least I invited them.
Oh.
You wouldn't have invited them at all.
Two-hand jam. Grab a handful of real cheese taste and the chance to win an arcade basketball game or one of over 6,000 other great prizes. Just look for these limited edition packages. A handful of taste, a handful of fun.
Introducing the Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut. This ain't no ordinary pizza. It's a date with the Bomb Squad. It's oregano, basil, and garlic packed so tightly into the crust it'll make your eyeballs sweat. It ain't no Waltzer, Matilda, debutante cotillion. It's an all-out, in-your-face headbangers ball. They're having an all-night party in your mouth, and they ain't serving pate. This is the most intense-tasting pizza we've ever made. The energized, kicking the teeth mother of all pizzas. The new Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut for only $8.99. Can you handle it?
How sure can you be? Let's find out. I want to talk to you about your pits. Yeah, your pits. Come over here. Let me introduce you to Sure Ultra Dry.
You can feel it dry on my hand where we put it.
Now, I want to pit your left underarm against your right underarm. I need you to put the Sure under your right.
Sure Ultra Dry keeps you drier than any solid, spray, roll-on, or gel. We're talking drier.
This is another brand. Why don't you try to your left arm? Which side do you think is going to be drier?
Actually, all right. The sure side.
And drier is great because we're athletically busy.
Let's work it out. You'll be drier. We're sure. Eagle Man, I want to talk to you about your pits.
Back at Darlington there on the far right of your screen, you see the cars that are pitting on the backstretch entering the pits back there. We're on board with a pace car looking back on Chad Little. So pit stops have occurred here on the front straightaway, and some positions were gained by some drivers.
Well, Jeff Gordon, I think, is going to pick up a spot. We see Rusty Wallace, the points leader. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton coming down pit road. We see Gordon right up the very top of the screen. There he is. Right sides are on. Left side's coming around for the left sides. We go back to the triple fifths. The right side's going on the 2, the 88, the 99. All the other cars on the lead lap coming in. Jeff Gordon's crew is finished with his pit stop. He takes off. Watch as he comes down pit road. The other guys, the 3 leaders, still changing the tires. Martin makes a pit stop. Bobby Labonte, they go to work on his car. Dale Jarrett comes out of the pits. Jeff Burton comes out of the pits, but it's Jarrett, Gordon, Burton, and then Rusty Wallace.
Gordon picks up 1 spot there on that good pit stop again by his Rainbow Warriors. We're nearing the halfway point of this race, and we're under caution because of an incident up in turn number 2 involving Randy LaJoy. Back in a moment.
It looks bad, real bad, but it's not a lost cause. Bring your wreck to high tech. High-Tech Auto Body, Muller Lane, Newport News. The one-piece unibody construction of today's vehicles requires a specialized machine to get your car back in shape. High-Tech Auto Body has that device and the experience to use it, and you can rest easy knowing that all bodywork receives a lifetime warranty from High-Tech Auto Body.
High-Tech Auto Body. High-tech, not high price.
Game 2 tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
What's that?
All these teams are chasing with the Yankees.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Hold the club like you're holding a bird. You don't want to hold it too tight that you crush him, or too loose that he flies away. Head behind the ball. You're getting so good at that. Head down. That is nice. Got him.
Race still under caution here at Darlington. Second time today that the caution has waived. Right behind the pace car, Ernie Irvin in the 36. And then right behind him,
Jeff Bodine, who's 94 laps behind. And then comes the leader, Dale Jarrett.
And we'll take this opportunity while there's no racing on the track for an ESPN Track Fact. Track Facts brought to you by Quaker State Motor Oil. For what you drive and the way you drive it, the choice is clear.
The ignition box. It's certainly one of the most recognized terms in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Often during an event, you'll see a car that's running extremely well suddenly slow down on the track for no apparent reason. The first thought, an ignition box problem. Well, here is an ignition box pairing, two of them sitting right in the center of this car, in the coolest possible place in the car. Remember, cooler is better. Now, what does the ignition box do? Well, basically, it takes the 12 volts from the battery, amplifies it 3,000 to 4,000 times, sending 30,000 to 40,000 volts to the spark plug to ignite the engine. Now, if your race car was the human body, the ignition box would probably be the brain, because you could have all the power you need and all the fuel you want. But if the brain doesn't tell the car what to do, it's simply going to sit there. Now, when a driver thinks his ignition box has failed during a race, here's what he does. He throws these two switches on the dash. The first switch changes from this ignition box to the second one, an identical twin. The second switch triggers a change from this coil to a second coil, also an identical twin. Now remember, the coil operates in tandem with the ignition box. Often you don't have to change the coil, but in the heat of the race, you want to find the simplest and the quickest fix. Now, why does an ignition box fail? Well, take a look at all this circuitry. A potential nightmare, because these boxes get very hot and there's a lot of vibration inside the car during a race. On this particular box, this coil failed, probably because of heat or a vibration. Now, one more thing to keep in mind. Sometimes when the driver changes ignition boxes, he loses the tachometer. So he has to be extremely careful about his speed when entering and exiting pit road.
Very good, Bill. What do you think, BP?
I think I'm going to give him an A for that. What do you think,
Yes,
man?
sir, he did it right on.
Very good job. Jeff Bodine's car is stopped down here on the straightaway, missing the front end of the car, which was torn off when he crashed here on the main straightaway early in the race.
I would guess that NASCAR's asked him to go the back of the field. This is a very tough racetrack. Darlington is very narrow, and he's 94 laps down, 95 laps down, so it really doesn't make any sense to get up there hustling with those people, and the SC starts moving and pulls up.
Bill Weber has an update on Johnny Benson.
Well, Benson is having another strong run. It's an old story now. They missed Daytona, but they've been pretty darn good ever since, and he's having a good run here today. According to my unscientific, sometimes unreliable map, he had another great pit stop and actually picked up 2 spots here on pit road. Steve Neal told me that Cheerios Ford was a little tight early. They took a little wedge out. Now the car's running extremely well. That's a good Ford. But Gordon is a very good Chevrolet. He just had another good stop. They took 1 round of bite out of the right side. Gordon's pit stop would have been even faster, but because he was so far ahead of Dale Earnhardt on the track when they came on the pit road, Gordon's pit stop was over. He had to wait because Earnhardt was directly in front of him. So he waited while Earnhardt went by, then darted out of the pits. He had a good stop that could have been great, but he used his head. Backstretch to John Kernan.
Terry Labonte, pitting on the backstretch, came in running in the 5th position. He returned to the track 8th. They have asked NASCAR to please speed up the pace car when the caution is out, so after they drop the cars off on the front stretch, so the backstretch guys can get back here and not be at such a disadvantage. Let's go back racing.
Indeed, pace car is in, and the green flag waves again.
Cars on the left side of your screen in the lead lap. Cars on the right side of your screen a lap down.
That's Ernie Irvin, and he now is 2 laps down. Ben, remember, he made that green flag pit stop, had a problem on his pit stop, so he is now 2 laps down. He's being shown in 26th position.
It's Jarrett, Gordon, Burton, then Rusty Wallace, Johnny Benson. Kenny Wallace is running in 6th position.
Great run for Kenny Wallace, a square D car. And here comes Jeff Gordon on the inside of Ernie Irvin.
Is running in 7th position. Terry Labonte in 8th. Then John Andretti 9th and Ward Burton. They complete the top 10. 13 cars on the lead lap.
Those other 3 are Dale Earnhardt in 11th, Bobby Labonte in 12th, and Jeremy Mayfield in 13th.
And Mayfield has gained some spots here in the last few minutes. He got back on the lead lap.
Well, remember, after their last green flag pit stop, he came up, Dale Jarrett was leading at that time. He came up and passed him and then stayed out in front of the leaders, and when that caution came out, that worked to his advantage.
Ricky Rudd is off the pace. That tied Chevy, Ford I should say, is not up to speed. You're watching a First Plus Financial Field Summary showing you the points as of right now. There is Jeremy Mayfield in that Mobil 1 Ford. Right behind Bobby Labonte and Dale Earnhardt.
Battle for second spot. Jeff Burton, the X-Side batteries. Ford Taurus goes by Jeff Gordon, taking that second spot away.
Look at the manufacturers battle as of right now. Ford and Chevy are tied. How about that? And the rookie points, well, Irwin continues, of course, to be on top, and Nadeau and LePage are tied. That's where they're running at the moment. Of course, Steve Park is recuperating from those injuries suffered at Atlanta. Wishing him the best and a speedy recovery.
Here comes Rusty Wallace diving to the inside of Jeff Gordon. He'll take over the 3rd spot.
So Gordon has lost 2 spots here since the green flag dropped.
And if Johnny Benson has any say in this, he may lose another one. Benson, here he comes. And boy, look at this mess. There's Earnhardt right in the middle of it behind Bobby Labonte and Jeremy Mayfield.
That's the number 9 Cartoon Network car of Lake Speed between Earnhardt and Mayfield. And Lake is running back in 18th spot, a lap down. Bill Elliott also just 1 lap down in 20th position after a pit stop. That went wrong. Ernie Irvin is in. John Kernan.
Ernie has had to pit because of a flat left rear tire. Apparently ran over something out on the racetrack, and the tire went flat. So his bad luck continues. Remember, he'd already dropped 2 laps down. Now he will lose at least another lap.
Boy, you were right, BP. When it rains, it pours for him today.
It does.
This is what happened. Watch Ernie's car.
It's right in the middle there of that pack.
And we see him go in the corner. The car gets loose. He tries to go to the fence, and look at all those guys behind him. Terry Labonte, Greg Sachs, Joe Nemechek, John Andretti, all those guys trying their best to dodge other cars as they try to slow down.
Back down to John Kernan.
Okay, this is the tire, the left rear tire off of Ernie's car. He got into the side of someone, and you can see where their fender just kind of ripped along the sidewall, punctured it over here, and that's where the air escaped. Ernie the tire went flat, but he was able to save the car, not wreck, bring it on pit road, change 4 tires, and get back out there safely.
There's the leader, or rather the 2nd place car, Jeff Burton, and we got a crash. Sachs is sliding down the straightaway and into the turn.
Going into turn 3.
A lot of damage to that car on the right side.
And I tell you what, that looks like a 1-car wreck, and they could have easily had a 6-car wreck there. Because it was cars all around him.
It's our 3rd caution of the day. Here's the replay.
Look at all this. Look at all these cars. That's Sachs on the very right side. and the 97 car of Chad Little's trying to go to the inside. Sachs comes down, and there's a little bit of contact there from Chad Little. He goes down and bam, hard in that inside wall.
So those roof flaps come up when he got to going backwards. And he keeps it down. If that car had slid back up in the groove, there could have been trouble. Right there, you see the contact that'll be made and just spins Greg Sachs around, nothing he could do.
Man, oh, man.
Yet another angle.
And look, I mean, that could have easily been a 10-car crash.
Yes, it could. There's a lot of cars behind them there, but he spun down to the inside, out of the way.
If he had touched the car and turned it the other way in front of that traffic, I hate to think.
Yeah, it would have been big.
Well, we are at the halfway point of the race. 147 laps completed.
Will they pit? That's the next question. We've only been a few laps, but will they pit? 7 laps. Will they come in and put on fresh tires? It's only 7 laps. Folks, it's only 7 laps. Dale Jarrett, oh, they're all coming in.
Well, are they faking each other out, or what are they going to do? No, they're going to pit.
Bill Weber.
Yeah, it's Darlington. You can come get tires, come on and get them if you're up front. In fact, Ray Evernham had just told Jeff Gordon the tires are going in the direction you want them to go. That means they're getting very good wear. They've had 3 good stops. Now they're looking for another one. Right side tires going on. Earnhardt cuts right in front of them. Clean the windshield for Gordon. They'll come around and they'll do the lefts while Earnhardt pits in front of them. Left sides are going to go on here in a second. They take off the old ones, put on the new. Fuel is in. And Gordon's away. Now to Jerry and Jarrett pit.
Jarrett and Burton pitting nose to tail down toward turn 1. Last time Jarrett's crew able to beat the 99 out of the pit. It is a race viciously down here. Left side tires. And once again, the 88 car is down and away. Still 99 in trouble with the left front. He is off the jack, pulling back to turn 1.
Looks like Gordon may come out second again, although he and Rusty came down the pit exit just about side by side. As the pit crew, the track crew, I should say, still at the Greg Sachs car. John Kernan.
On the backstretch, Jeremy Mayfield, we talked about what a good job he has done after that first pit stop when an air gun broke. That kind of sets him back, but he has fought hard all day, stayed on the lead lap. It'll be a 4-tire change, no chassis adjustments. Jeremy pretty happy with the car. But Terry Labonte is going to beat him out with his pit stop here on the backstretch as they head out.
One thing that's working in those guys' favor now, pitting on the backstretch, is the fact that there are only 13 cars on the lead lap.
Greg Sachs is okay. He rides along as his car is taken behind the wall here at Darlington Raceway. There it is, the oldest super speedway overhead Pennzoil copter cam shot. We're just past the halfway mark in the Trans-South Financial 400. At the moment, it's Dale Jarrett showing the way. Back in a moment.
Independent rear suspension, dual shocks, and a sway bar. Rick, it's all there.
That's good, because when things get rough out there, suspension is everything.
The Sportsman by Polaris is the best performing, best riding ATV you can buy. Here's why. Other manufacturers use a straight axle that bounces over obstacles, losing traction. Our independent rear suspension hugs the terrain for better traction and a smoother ride. The Sportsman 500 and the all-new Sportsman 335 with shaft drive.
You gotta ride it to believe it.
How do NASCAR drivers relax after the race? They do a little fishing.
Good fishing hole. Great fishing hole. You bet. I wonder why nobody else is here.
Uh-oh. Fortunately, most drivers start with Excite NASCAR Select, the official battery of NASCAR, engineered to start high-compression engines that demand nearly twice the starting power of your car.
Hey, who took all the fish? He did. Whoa!
Excite NASCAR Select, because winter can be a real bear. Available at these stores.
You know when you're traveling, you look for things you know. Things that are familiar, that make you feel comfortable. Things that make you feel at home. That's why it's always so good to see the Howard Johnson sign. And with Howard Johnson Super Miles, you can earn free hotel stays, Avis car rentals, and airline mileage vouchers toward travel on Continental, TWA, and American Airlines. And the more you stay, the greater your rewards.
Howard Johnson makes you feel at home.
ESPN SpeedWorld is live today at Darlington, South Carolina for the Trans-South Financial 400, being brought to you by Exide NASCAR Select, the official battery of NASCAR. By Daytona USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction. And by Polaris All-Terrain Vehicles. Visit your nearest Polaris dealer. You've got to ride it to believe it. Still under caution here at Darlington. They're going to have to take Greg Sack's car away on the rollback.
Well, I had on the record a moment ago. What happened?
Yeah. We showed you that Ricky Rudd had problems a little bit earlier. Bill, what's the story?
Well, the voltmeter had dropped to 0, so the alternator had stopped charging the battery. Now they put a new belt on the alternator. A moment ago, Ricky stopped, and they changed out the old battery. So now they've got a new battery and a new belt on the alternator. Dave Anthony looking into the right side window at some of the gauges. Rudd returns to the track. We'll see if they got it done.
3 laps down in 36th position.
Boy, Jeff Bice is so hot. We see the NASCAR officials holding Lake Speed, the Cartoon Network, Ford, for something. Anyway, Jeff did not agree with it.
There was a lot of congestion as several cars tried to come out of the pits.
And we see Todd Bodine pull up in front of the Steve Grissom car. See the 29 car of Jeff Green almost runs Steve Grissom in the wall, and here comes Chad Little, and he's going to beat them all out, I think.
Of course, that was on the backstretch pits,
which used to be the front stretch pits.
And as you exit that pits, it becomes very tight. Just ask Dick Brooks, because I pinned him in the wall there one time exiting the pits.
Well, how rude of you, Parsons.
I didn't mean to.
All right, we'll get another commercial break here as we're under caution at Darlington Raceway.
How do NASCAR drivers relax after the race? They do a little fishing.
Good fishing hole. Great fishing hole. You bet. I wonder why nobody else is here.
Uh-oh. Fortunately, most drivers start with Exide NASCAR Select, the official battery of NASCAR, engineered to start high-compression engines that demand nearly twice the starting power of your car.
Hey, who took all the fish? He did.
Exide NASCAR Select, because winter can be a real bear. Available at these stores.
Looking for luxury? Take the alternate route. I'm the Millennia by Mazda. Let's go for a drive. We'll drive a road less traveled, where the scenery's on the inside, and the only sound is your soundtrack. I'll hug the curves away. I'll fly over the rough spots. I'm one luxury car that won't get lost in traffic. Let's go for a drive.
Visit your Mazda dealer and lease the Millennia for just $349 a month.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone.
The NIT4 fight for glory in the Garden. First and 7, Minnesota's slashing swingman Sam Jacobson collides with Fresno State's lightning-quick guard Chris Aaron. Then at 9, Jermaine Jones and the Dogs love to run, but the Nittany Lions plan to cage them in a half-court battle. NIT semifinals, Fresno State, Minnesota at 7, Georgia, Penn State at 9, Tuesday on ESPN.
We're back at Darlington Raceway, where the caution remains out because of the Greg Sacks crash. There is the remainder of the car. It happened a lap shy of the halfway mark. Lap 146. Coming down the backstretch, there's contact between Chad Little and Greg Sacks, and Sacks is hard into the backstretch wall.
They finally made it back to the garage area in the car. With the car, they're having trouble getting it off the wrecker.
Yep.
I think if you just just tilt that thing up enough, it'll fall off.
So we're going to have to run 5 green flag laps here to determine who wins the Gatorade halfway money of $10,000. Here comes a First Plus Financial Field summary for you as the lights remain on the pace car. Dale Jarrett, the current leader. Jeff Gordon second. Then Wallace, Benson, Burton, Martin, Labonte, Andretti, Earnhardt, and Mayfield. The top 10. 13 cars are on the lead lap.
Take a look at 16 through 30 here this afternoon. Musgrave, all these cars back to 24. Timmy Spencer 1 lap down. Elliott a lap down. And then we got some cars 2 laps down.
And here's the balance of the field. They are 3 or more laps down. You see Rick Mast is out of the race. And Jeff Bodine is back out there, but 94 laps down.
Okay, well, they're still under caution. Here we go again. Join us when we return to the Trans-South Financial 400.
Where's Rusty going today? 14th century, I think.
What'd you get? Italian Renaissance.
Nice.
I hit 10 golf balls in the woods. My driver's in there too. My best drive all day long was to the drive-through.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Beauty, prepare to meet your beast. Excuse me, but if you dial 1-800-COLLECT...
It's 10 cents a minute every evening.
You know about 1-800-COLLECT super low rates, too?
Of course I do, silly.
Do you believe in destiny? 1-800-COLLECT, 10 cents a minute every evening.
I like being in control. With this Dinerex, I control the cause of my dandruff every day.
Dinerex Advanced Formulas medicine doesn't just treat the symptoms. It controls a leading cause of dandruff called P.O. Valley.
Now that's serious control.
Dinerex Advanced Formula.
The Best Western in New York City is conveniently located right in the middle of everything. Best Western, across the street from Ordinary.
Yeah, Ted, let me put you on speaker. Hey, Netboy, tell my agent what you told me.
Well, if you access my Zone Games customized box score that compiles the player's net worth, you'll see that Mr. Salmon's RBIs put him well ahead of Sammy Sosa in fantasy baseball ranking, yet Sosa earns $5 million more.
What? Can you believe that?
Don't worry, Tim. I'll give Evasio on the blower.
Of course, Ted, it's just a fantasy baseball...
Shut up, Netboy.
Look, I'm your agent, Tim. Let me take care of this. Shut up, Netboy.
Just as you rejoin...
Green.
The green flag comes out. We are back to racing. Dale Jarrett leads Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace across the stripe. Johnny Benson back there in 4th position, and Jeff Burton is in 5th.
Boy, these restarts at this racetrack, as treacherous as it is, what a recipe for disaster.
Cars had a lap band and side by side. They get singled out and hurried though in this racetrack.
That crash involving brake sacks happened on the 146th lap. However, Dale Jarrett did come down and complete the 147th lap, and so the halfway money has been awarded $10,000 to that team.
Ernie Irvin, the 36 car. Kenny Irwin in the 28 car.
Irvin and Irwin.
And they're both trying, and Jeff Burton says, man, somebody let me by.
Yeah, he's really boxed in there right now. Burton has had the fastest car on the racetrack most of the day.
Mark Martin running back there in 6th position. And one driver who is not here this weekend is still at home recuperating from injury suffered a couple of weekends ago at Atlanta. Is Steve Park, and we welcome him by telephone. Steve, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Bob. I've run Darlington twice before in the Busch Series, and this is definitely the most comfortable way to run Darlington. Is with your leg up from the armchair, but that's per doctor's orders.
Just a matter of resting now for a while. You're going to enter rehab soon?
They actually have me in rehab about an hour each day, and that's even including Sundays. So we got that out of the way this morning, so we can sit back and watch a great race today.
What do you think about the race, Steve, so far?
It's been great, I'll tell you. Jeff Burton, he's looked real strong on the long runs, and Dale Jarrett's doing a great job right now, and it looks like the last adjustments they made on that car has made the car pretty dominant. But what about Jeff Gordon and those Rainbow Warriors? They haven't had one bad pit stop today, and that's put them guys up in the second spot and can maybe lead some laps later on today.
Steve, this is Ned Jarrett. We certainly wish you well. Wish you were here, but look forward to having you back soon.
Well, thanks, Ned. And I really miss it. This is probably one of the hardest things I've gone through, and knowing there's a race going on Sunday at Darlington, and having to sit back on the couch and watch it makes it a little bit harder. But you guys are doing a great job, and I just want to thank all the fans and everybody else for all their support.
Steve, one guy we haven't talked a great deal about yet, but somebody who's running real well is that guy there on the left of your screen, Kenny Wallace. He's up there in 9th position and staying right with him.
Yeah, Kenny's done a great job all day. He's been kind of like a stealth bomber. You haven't heard much about him, but he's been creeping up on everybody all day long. And what about Johnny Benson? He's a guy that you heard from Steve Meal. They thought they had a great race car, and now he's up there in the top 5 running real well. So I think it's going to unfold to be a great race towards the end.
Jeremy Mayfield dropped way back in the standings there for a while, but now he's up there battling again.
Yeah, he is, and he's having a good battle with Kenny right now, and he's another guy that had a bad qualifying run and has come from the back of the pack and has made a lot of progress all day long. So I think you're going to see a real surprise at the end at who it comes down to really battle out for the win.
Little contact there, looked like, between Mayfield and Wallace.
Well, I tell you, Steve Park doing a great analyzing job back there on the telephone. You guys need us, baby.
Caution, there's some debris. Oh, they got a spin. And Ernie back across the racetrack. So far, everybody's missed him.
Clear. Got one on the outside.
Everybody will miss him. Wow.
Caution is out.
That was close.
That was close. I would guess when the caution flag came out that Ernie backed off and somebody behind him didn't.
So the 4th caution of the afternoon comes on lap 164.
Man, I have no idea. I mean, it's like when we first put them tires on, it seemed like it was going to be all right. And then when I ran around for a lap under, after we had put a lap on them, then it's terrible.
10-4. Maybe it's just because they got rubber built up on them, and they sat there and cooled back down. Maybe they just go all to hell. So.
Steve, what do you think they're talking about there, Ernie and Ryan Pemberton?
Pit road is open next time I will pit.
He's made a good comment where they don't really know where the inconsistency in the tires are coming from, and I think you saw yesterday after the Busch race with the amount of rubber that gets built up, not only on the outside of the racetrack, which you can see in the corner there, but also on the inside. And I think if you get out of the racing groove and get some of that, the marbles or quote-unquote marbles built up on the tires, that you might think you have a good, cool tire to start and restart, but really have to really hang on the car down into turn 1, and I think that's where Ernie got into trouble.
And once again, after 6 laps of green flag racing, they're going to spend another $1,500 to get 4 more tires.
45 miles an hour is the speed limit. Bill Weber, Jeff Gordon, the first to flank off.
And they're going to make a 4-tire change here and put fuel in, but they want to look very closely at the left front because they think Gordon might have hit some debris. It looks fine from here. They come around to the left side. They already have the rights on. The car looks fine. Should be 4 tires, a clean grill, a clean windshield, and fuel for Jeff Gordon. He's down. Here's Jerry.
Dale Jarrett in for what could be the stop that will set him up for one final pit stop. They wanted to come back in. This crew wants to beat the 99. They have been battling all day. The last 2 pit stops, they have beaten 99. Here is Jeff Gordon by, and Jeff Burton will beat the 88 out nearly into the side of Rusty Wallace as they head back to turn 1. Let's go to John Kernan.
And on the backstretch, Terry Labonte will be entering his pit momentarily. But hey, check out on the racetrack the number 12 of Jeremy Mayfield. He has stayed out, so he will take over the race lead. A little bit of strategy right there. Only a few laps on those tires. Decide to stay out. We'll have to see how that plays out for that team. Labonte's crew making no adjustment. His crew chief Andy Graves said they've only made a few small adjustments all day. The car is running really well. They've just been backed up in track position. Now the work is finished. Terry will be down and away.
Well, these pit stops are occurring under caution. And the reason we had the caution was, first of all, debris on the racetrack, but then we had a problem with Ernie Irvin up at the first and second turns.
And we don't have any idea why he spun. I guess as he told Ryan, he said, I have no idea. Maybe I got in the high or got low or got some debris on the tires, and the car goes around. And it's very fortunate that we were on the caution flag, because I think some of the cars had slowed down. Right along with Jerry Nadeau, we'll see if we can see what happens.